Good Wednesday afternoon, everyone. It's the Wednesday edition of Weather for Weather Geeks, our daily online in-depth weather video where I can tell you all about the cool stuff that's going on in the atmosphere, and I have unlimited amounts of time. Sometimes I think I run a little too long, but I appreciate your patience. We'll try to keep things brief today. We do have a lot to talk about, though. In the near term, though, things are looking pretty good. Sure, it's not as warm as it was yesterday, but it's still a nice day. Any rain that we had first thing this morning is now long gone, and we've got temperatures a couple of degrees above average. About 53 here in Youngstown. It's 54 at Akron Canton Airport, 55 Newcastle, 55 in Pittsburgh. And as the satellite picture reloads here, you'll see that we do have kind of a mixed bag of clouds and sun, some milky sunshine, if you will, out there this afternoon. And, well, if our satellite would reload, you could see that. Let me zoom out, though, and to show you the bigger picture. The beginnings of the next round of rain that's going to try to head our way is out here across the Midwest. Although this rain in Illinois, a lot of this is going to try to miss us to the south tonight, or at least early tonight. We've got better chances to get wet late tonight and certainly into the day tomorrow, which we'll talk about in just a second. I'll take off the satellite here. Check out the temperatures in the south. Spring has sprung down there, certainly, with temperatures down in the Carolinas in the 80s. There's even some upper 80s starting to show up, 87 down in Columbia. So, yeah, it's warming up in the south, and we're going to warm back up tomorrow here. I think we get it well into the 60s tomorrow, but it'll come at a price, unfortunately. It is cold enough for snow up across the Midwest. So that's that's kind of the players on the field this afternoon. The surface map shows our next front, an Arctic front's out here. But we do have a boundary kind of lollygagging in through here. South of it, spring is in full force. North of it, it's chilly. And this will be the battle zone for several hours tonight into tomorrow. In fact, right through tomorrow night into Friday. This boundary is going to be, a region where there could certainly be some hefty amounts of rain. Well, let's talk about the rain. I'm going to start with this evening and what the future radar should look like based on the NAM model. Zoom back in on our local area here. If you have Little League games, baseball, or anything outdoors this evening that you need to attend to, it's jacket weather, but otherwise you should be fine. This is the future radar at 7 p.m., 8 p.m., 9 p.m., right through the end of the daylight hours. We're doing just fine this evening. Clouds will roll back in, and as we head through the overnight, here's midnight. The atmosphere is starting to moisten up once again. And in the wee hours of tomorrow morning, here's 4 o'clock in the morning. Our next pretty good slug of rain is finally going to move in. And if you're an early riser up at about 6 or 7 tomorrow morning, you'll definitely need the umbrella. A lot of us missed the rain this morning. Most of it was south of 224, just as we told you on the news last night. But tomorrow, everyone, I think, is going to get wet in the morning hours. Here's 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, so you get the idea. It's going to be raining. Making a little break here. This is at 11 o'clock in the morning, so lunch hour here, little dry slot working in. That'll be the best part of the day, right around midday tomorrow. Then I do think things tend to go downhill again as we get later into the afternoon. Here's at 1 in the afternoon, 2 o'clock, and 3 o'clock as kids get off at the bus stop and maybe have some sort of practices going on. I know we're getting into baseball season and golf season, things like that. Not a good day for it tomorrow. It's going to be pouring, I think, mid to late afternoon. Here's the future radar at 4 in the afternoon. And, yeah, I'll zoom in here, and that's some moderate rain around. I doubt there's much thunder at all with this, but a real healthy soaker heading our way for Thursday afternoon, Thursday evening, and our tour of this particular model ends tomorrow evening at 8 o'clock. The rain lighter, but still around. So Thursday, while it's not going to rain every hour of the day, we can almost call it a washout, I think, at this point. So plan on a really, really wet day coming up on Thursday. Now let's talk about Friday. We've got to switch to a different model here. We're going to go ahead to Friday then. And this is a day that is not going to be we're not going to see as much consistent rain. In other words, no big blobs that last several hours. This is going to be a more showery type of day where a 15 or 20-minute shower will come. It'll be dry for a while. Another shower will come through for 15 minutes and, on and on. This is also a day where the atmosphere is going to be warm and windy and more unstable, so we may have to worry about some thunder and even talk about the possibility of severe weather in just a second. But this is the future radar Friday morning at 11 a.m. A pretty good round of showers trying to approach at that point. And the Indians, of course, have their home opener in the afternoon on Friday. 3 o'clock first pitch scheduled. Let's show you, here's 2 o'clock, then let's back things up here. Here's 5 o'clock. Now, by 5 o'clock, a couple hours after the game was supposed to have started, we're going to be drying out. So patience will be rewarded if you have tickets to the home opener, if you're just interested in watching on TV, or if you have anything else to do outdoors on Friday. Worst part of the day, morning and midday, early afternoon, but I think as we go towards the 3, 4, and especially 5 o'clock hours, this is going to be the last round of showers pushing through, and then beyond that, rest of Friday evening is looking pretty quiet. So that's the way the radar looks. Now, we have an outside chance of severe weather. The Storm Prediction Center has outlined us in a zone of possibility. Now, this is actually Thursday's outlook. Let me clean this up a little bit for you. This is Thursday's severe weather outlook. No severe weather here. In fact, I doubt we even hear thunder here, but big outbreak possible. Tennessee Valley, lower Mississippi Valley on Thursday. But as we look at Friday's outlook, I don't like using the word slight. The Storm Prediction Center uses slight, moderate, and high in their severe thunderstorm outlooks. I like enhanced more than slight. Slight sounds kind of, unimportant. But in a lot of slight risk areas, quote unquote slight, you get severe weather and damage and things like that. So slight's not a word I think we should be using that often, but nonetheless, an enhanced risk of severe weather out for a lot of the area in the yellow here on Friday. Now, my question is there enough instability in the atmosphere for there to be severe weather? And when we say severe weather, you're going to hear me say this term a lot as we head into the spring and summer. Severe weather, technically defined as hail 1 inch or bigger, or wind gusts of 58 miles per hour or higher. Those are the technical definitions of severe weather. Could we see some real strong winds if storms get going on Friday? Yes. But I don't think this is a big outbreak by any stretch, and I do think the better chance of quote-unquote severe weather will be kind of down in this zone south of us, where the instability is going to be a little bit higher. We're going to be cloudy a lot of the day Friday, and that's going to prevent the atmosphere from warming up to its potential and getting really, really unstable on Friday. Show you, this is also something I'm going to be showing you quite a bit as we head into severe weather season. I'm going to show you what's called CAPE values, C-A-P-E, convective available potential energy. Fancy meteorological term that basically, when you boil it down, if you dumb it down a little bit, means thunderstorm fuel. How high can those storms get based on some ingredients in the atmosphere, including instability and moisture? These are measured in what's called joules per kilogram, and the blue shading here, we're under 1,000 joules per kilogram. The best, situations for big thunderstorms to get going is when you have CAPE values generally over 1,000. You need that to get organized or real well-defined thunderstorms and severe weather get going. You can get severe weather with CAPE values this low, but it's pretty uncommon. But we do have some instability here. There is some CAPE around, but it's pretty low on Friday. If we do manage to get some storms, though, they will be capable of pulling down some pretty good winds. Here's a look at the winds at 5,000 feet on Friday afternoon, early in the afternoon. And these magenta colors correspond to winds at 5,000 feet up 45, 50, 55 miles per hour. If we get a good thunderstorm that gets going, it can pull down some of that wind, and we could have a gust, maybe approaching 50 or something like that. So that'll be the main threat if anything gets going, but I'm not real convinced that it's going to be a great chance of seeing heavy thunderstorms and severe weather on Friday. We'll keep you updated. Let's focus on the weekend then. I mentioned, Friday we have that chance for showers morning and midday primarily, and then the threat pushes away. The atmosphere dries out towards the end of the day. You know what? This is actually an old run of this model. Let me try to get to the most recent version coming up here. I'm not sure why that happened. I'm going to load up the latest. That's not right either. All right, well, bring up the NAM model and see if that works. Yeah. The one thing we have going for us Friday late in the day is a dry slot of air that's going to push in from the west at about 10,000 feet, or the 700 millibar level in the atmosphere. That dry punch comes in Friday evening and shuts off the rain. Here it comes right here. See how the brown colors push in? That's our dry slot working in. Weekend's going to be cooler, yes, but it looks pretty uneventful overall. All right, sorry for the delay there. We're running up on 10 minutes. I'll try to hurry things up here. Minor concern about flooding over the next couple of days. It's going to be a soaker tomorrow into tomorrow night and more showers Friday. You see me show this SREF model a lot when we talk about snow, but we can use it for rain as well. The average of all members of the SREF gives us a total of about 1.4, 1.5 inches of rain, taking us from now through Friday. European model has less, about an inch on average. So I think there can be somewhere between an inch to an inch and a half, maybe even an inch and 3/4 as an average over the next few days. Ground's pretty wet. If you walked around lately, it's pretty soggy. So it can't handle a whole lot of moisture right now. So hopefully we don't see the high end of these rain totals, or there could be some minor flooding problems. Notice how much higher the rain totals may be down towards the Ohio River. Showed you on social media yesterday the Levittsburg outlook for the Mahoning River. It looked worse yesterday than it does today. We're kind of backing off the idea that this could be a minor flooding event there, but still, action level at 7 feet. It's possible we get there as we head into Friday, but that's still not really anything too significant. Once we get up to 10, 11, 12 feet, we start to get more worried about that flood-prone area in Levittsburg and Warren. So we'll keep you updated on that as well, but as it stands right now, not super concerned about flooding any longer due to all of the rain coming our way over the next couple of days. All right, that's an extended weather for Weather Geeks. I'll be on the news as usual tonight at 6 and 11. I'll see you then.